Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, coming back with another Gacha podcast. This time, Neverness to Everness.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it again. I guess we're going to call this the Gacha podcast. Yeah, that's not really that bad. But today's focus is going to be on NTE, as you can probably imagine. And we've actually worked together to prepare a bit of an agenda for where this discussion is going to go. I'm joined by two creators over here, Average Luck Gamer and Razor CT. And, well, when it comes to these guys, they've got some good experience with the most recent closed beta tests. I think some beta tests before it. And you could consider them experts on the game. And it's releasing very, very, very soon. So what better way for us to spend our time than to get acquainted? For everybody on the channel, and everybody on the stream and all of that, to see just what is there to get excited about.
Yo,
thank you for having me. Yo, what's up? I was waiting for you, buddy. Okay, it's fine. Thank you for having me, Saint. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's true. Both me and LG both played NTE in the beta. However, neither of us played the prior beta. I don't think LG played. You didn't play the prior beta.
No,
right?
I only played the most recent beta.
The recent one, yeah. So that's basically our experience, right? Mm-hmm. And we also did co-op together, like tried some features in co-op, which was actually quite interesting and very fun. Just like as a little spoiler, you can use 4 characters yourself, like in co-op. Each player has 4 characters. So you have some very interesting, different things of what you would expect from a modern 2026 gacha title. Like a lot of new things that you don't really see in the current titles, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm. And like in terms of like the base game, it feels quite a bit like Wuwa combat meets driving around an open world, anime GTA style, ZZZ urban aesthetic. It kind of feels like it has everything going for it. And obviously, right now, I'm super shilling for this game. But it's because I really enjoyed the beta. I thought it was really fun. And I really am hopeful that they nail the release. There was definitely some optimization issues. I think that's like the big thing to point out. Like on PC, that it did chug a little bit. I have a pretty decent kind of mid to high range PC, and it did chug here and there, you know, particularly when you were driving around through the streets and stuff, occasionally during combat. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think if they can like iron out some of the optimization issues, they nail the driving feeling, because the drive feel at the moment was a little bit, you know, it feels like it was secondary to them in terms of like the mechanics and stuff. And Razor, you can maybe add on to a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, but the driving on if you didn't use the controller, like on mouse and keyboard, it was kind of scuffed, especially for certain vehicles. Like when I tried one of the vehicles from ALG, I kind of yoinked his car in co-op. It was kind of more smoother to ride around, you know, but depends on the car as well, I guess, how much it's upgraded and everything. Because I feel like lots of the default car, yeah, do tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, hey, that becomes like content of its own, right? Which cars feel the least shitty to drive, and you can make like a tier list on it.
Well, you probably could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like overall, the drive feel, it felt like, you know, if you remember like an old school arcade racer or something like that, where everything just snaps into place, it just felt quite a bit like that, which. Not great from a game in like 2026, but at the same time, you can tell that their focus is so split between so many different things, because they've got like open world exploration in a similar way that you do like in other gachas, except it's like the urban setting, and then they've also got the driving and the combat and a bunch of other stuff as well. Like, you know, like I mean, Razor and I have talked about this extensively, but we do think that the goon is strong with this one. Mm-hmm. The waifu
Absolutely,
simulator stuff is quite it's quite something. But yeah, it's I really do hope that it kind of nails it on release.
Yeah, sounds like
that one thing. If I may, one thing regarding the open world thing here, because you said it's similar to other gachas. Actually, in this game, you don't mint pick the flowers. There's no like flowers mint pick around the world, which is kind of, you know, it's nice. You have other things to obviously pick, but it's not the flowers, at least.
A lot less time kind of spent doing like the idle stuff, right? Because even in like Wuthering Waves, right, there was a good bit of like mint picking that you need to do for the characters. Definitely, it's like streamlined down a lot. I still remember the good old days of like Genshin Fontaine and then like having to like pick those corals off the wall underwater. Oh my gosh, that was like,
Man.
yeah, that was like the worst shit ever, right? So, definitely looks like what you guys have been saying, right? It's taking a bunch of elements of all of these other titles that exist right now, skimming off the top, right, of maybe like the things that are less fun, and then replacing it with these kind of very interesting looking side activities, that I think we'll definitely be diving into a bit more later on. But yeah, I think that is a pretty good, like, brief summary of what NTE is kind of like all about. And I guess the next topic for us is, well, with all of those kind of like combined factors, what about NTE in particular makes it stand out compared to the competition? Because there's a lot of competition right now. There's going to be growing competition in the future, but kind of just looking at the titles that somebody has to plug and play at the moment, why should they go for NTE instead?
What's very nice about NTE is the gacha systems. The systems in general feel very modernized, what you would expect from 2026 gacha. Not just the typical, you don't have 50-50 stuff, but like being able to disable or enable dupes, or even choose which dupes in order to activate. It's such it's a small thing, but it's massive when other competitors don't do it, right? And it's very noticeable how, for example, also in co-op, you can play 4 characters each player. So that also makes it more interesting for co-op, having like full teams that you can use. And also the gacha system, like I can go more detail, everything if you want, or more skimmed version.
I was just going to say, as a brief comment on co-op, one of the worst things ever about some of the co-op games is that, like, well, if you want to do proper damage, you got to build a proper team. That means, like, some motherfucker got to play Bennett, and nobody trying to play Bennett in co-op, right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody, well, some people, I remember when we had the co-op holograms in Wuthering Waves, some people had to play the supports because they were so bad at the game, right? Like, we had a bunch of shorekeeper mains who were just out there, like, tanking everything because they have, like, 40,000 HP. It seems like a lot more thought out and seamless co-op experience where it's not going to feel like, kind of like a different game, and honestly a worse one for a lot of people.
Well, I would like to add one thing about the co-op though. At least in the beta, I would say it was a bit laggy, but me and me and LG did play on American servers, and we're from EU, so maybe there was a ping issue, we're not certain, or it's just laggy in general. That's also just as a heads up. There could be some potential issues with lag or connections, net code, whatever, right? That's something that could happen for launch. We could also go more on the performance tangent if you want. Like overall, like ALG, what he said earlier about performance, I was fortunate to be able to play this game on 2 separate PCs, like more mid-range, slightly like similar PC to type of what ALG had, and then like a very high-end PC, and the experience is very, very different. If you do play on a high-end PC, it's actually very smooth, very nice. But for a lot of people who want to have high-end PC, I think if they don't optimize it, it will have problems. And I can also say pretty much forget mobile. I think it's going to be ultra scuffed for phone.
I also think that's worthwhile mentioning is that like I didn't try it on mobile. I don't know if it was even active for the beta. Do you know, Razor, at all?
I believe it was, actually. I believe they had tests for mobile as well.
Yeah, I didn't look up any footage or anything, but yeah, I can imagine it's
Unreal Engine, so it's don't expect this to work on mobile well. But for performance, if I may interrupt, performance, I think it's one of the biggest things they have to resolve, like optimize and performance, because this is probably the biggest point of contention, what could make this game worse on launch. I think this is like the big thing.
Gotcha. So, but they are looking for a rather ambitiously close launch date. I think like within like 40 something days from now, 45 plus, like
29th April, yeah.
Yeah, within like 50 days from now, I think that's when they're actually looking for the release. So, I mean,
and speaking of release, if I may interrupt, China gets 1 week earlier, if you didn't know, 23rd April. They get the game 1 week earlier, actually.
Oh.
Which is a little bit dangerous, because if global is then like 1 week behind China, the CC like stuff might be a little bit cooked, honestly. But yeah, like so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll definitely have to see like how that straightens out. Like, I don't think a week is necessarily that bad.
Yeah,
but
I'm kind of hoping that first week would just be for them to like test it, to be honest, and make sure it's
maybe
stable
just a beta test for China.
Yeah, that low key might be what it is. And imagine that like it's just like, oh, they have like it's the same half banners. I hope that's what it is, right? It's like the banners all launch at the same time, but then like China gets an extra week to like, well, beta test the game, I guess, an extra time for us, right? And then Global gets like some catch-up rewards or something. So that seems like the proper way for them to do it. And obviously, if there are issues with it, then well, that's a video for us, right? That's just hey, you gotta take the highs and the lows.
I think if they do nail the optimization, even if nothing else, like I know I complained a little bit about the driving. I know I said that the combat was, kind of like we were light. It feels like there's like less depth to it, but obviously it's very early on, so it's like the 1.0 version, right?
True.
So like it will have room to develop and stuff. But what I'm kind of hoping is that it kind of feels like a game that's like more than the sum of its parts, because it will have all these different elements and things that you can do. It's just like it feels like you can just log into NTE and just like do a bunch of different things that are all pretty fun. Even if the driving's not perfect, even if the combat's not perfect, if they can nail that optimization, even if nothing else, I think that a lot of players are going to come out the other side of like, spending at least, their first few hours of it and being like, oh, actually, I could see myself playing this long term. Because I think, honestly, it does have a lot of good stuff going for him.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a lot of very, very optimistic things just at like a baseline. Are there any reals, like, I guess anything super specific in particular when it comes to like the pros that we want to highlight right now?
Sure, but this is probably already extensively talked. The gacha system in particular, how they did it, it's basically what I was expecting of Endfield to be, more or less. And these guys just pretty much did it better. And actually makes sense. Like, you will understand the NTE gacha system like in 1 or 2 minutes of reading how it works. Meanwhile, with Endfield, that doesn't really happen, right? And it's much more straightforward. And if I may, specifically for the gacha system, like for those who don't know, it's basically the base PT for the characters. I believe it's 0.99%. Like, it's basically 1% as well. Besides not having 50-50. And hard PT is 90 pulls, soft PT is 70, PT carries over as well. Then you do have weapon gacha. Unlike Endfield weapon gacha, you can convert gems into weapon pulls like in WoWa, basically WoWa style. However, the difference is that the weapon banner, you can only pull in multis. You can only do it in multis. You do have, like in Endfield, 25/75 thingy with 3% base chance. And some people might get scared now until you realize that at 6 multis, you will get a S rank weapon. That's the rarity of the weapons. And guaranteed rate up at 8 multis, so just 2 multis after, and both of these PTs will carry over as well. So basically, everything pretty much carries over, and I think the system is what I would expect from a gacha in 2026. And I don't think people will have complaints with these gacha systems as much, besides if they do like low amount of pulls per patch or something. But the honeymoon phase is probably going to have a lot of stuff,
Yeah, the biggest question mark will be that pull economy moving forwards. But
pretty much.
That 1.0 patch, it feels like it's set up in a way where it cannot possibly fail to capture a large proportion of free-to-play, low-spend players, because like if you want the character, you'll be able to roll for it, particularly in that first window. I mean, we are kind of basing that a little bit on how much we got on the beta rewards, but I don't imagine it'll be too dissimilar. So if you want that the first limited unit, I don't think it'd be a problem. And if you decided to save, then you'll probably be setting yourself up for a position, like as long as the pull economy continues to be pretty good, where you've got at least one copy like kind of saved up for a future character at some point.
There is one thing I would like to add regarding the gacha system as well, because some people might be wondering, if there is no 50-50 in this game, and there's still standard S-rank characters, 5 stars, how do I get them besides the standard banner? They actually, just like in WoWa, in WoWa you can buy the dupes, right? In this game you can also buy like the dupes, same way, except they're also characters themselves for S-rank standard characters. So you can just buy them from the shop. Can
you not buy the limited characters from the shop?
I don't think you can buy the limited characters as far as I know, but the standard S ranks you can, including their weapons as well, much like you have in Hoyo games, except you can also buy the characters. And speaking of the standard banner has a selector, I believe it's at 50 pulls. When you do the first 5 multis, which are discounted by 20%, you will be able to select an S rank character, and also all those pulls you did will count towards the pity for the regular S rank. So that means you will pretty much get back to back very quickly 2 S ranks of when you're playing the game, basically. So you will have like your 5 stars very early on in this game. It kind of feels very front loaded. It is true that the beta was giving us pulls like through the mail, but even without that, the way it's structured, you will get your 5-star pretty much within the first day of playing the game.
Gotcha. Okay, so kind of like playing back a lot of what I've heard, I think the NTE gacha system as a whole sounds rather fantastic, and it sounds like almost like an upgraded or what Arknight's Endfield should have been in terms of like, people feeling good about it, right? And I think the main thing is that people are going to be scarred by the 2575 because, well, Enfield really made that 2575. I think they gave it a really bad rep. But based off of what you said, you're guaranteed the weapon at 60. You can convert your regular pulls into weapon pulls.
At 80, it's guaranteed right up, actually.
Yeah. So it's 80 guaranteed or 60?
60 is just any S rank. At 80, it's guaranteed right up.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right.
So both carries over as well.
Okay, so quick question on that one though. When you get the guaranteed S rank at 60, if you get the on banner one, you win the 2575. Does your pity reset?
I believe it should reset, yes.
Then we might run into a potential Enfield issue where you want to lose that 2575.
Like if you get close to the
right, because
line,
only 20 more pulls, you would just get the on banner weapon.
There is also soft pity for weapon banner, I believe. So you will probably get something as well earlier. Should be. I believe there should be a soft pit as well.
Okay, we might have to do some analysis into that one because there are naturally going to be some people that might be a little bit scarred, right? From the Endfield, winning a 50-50 actually breaks your account, right? Like that is something that has happened so often. I think we have to like keep it top of mind, right? Like M-Tash video over there where he like got the Surtur with like 8 left on the guarantee. He won the 50-50 there and then like just lost so much because of that. Right, so, yeah, definitely something that we'll keep an eye out when it comes to that mechanic. It could also just be, like, I think somebody said you can get, like, the standard weapons for, like, free in the overworld, too. We can talk about that later. So maybe the standard weapons are just so easily acquired that you don't even care about winning, or you'd prefer to just win because you already have a bunch of copies of them, right? So that could be something that occurs as well. The next thing that I would just wanted to focus a little bit on was you guys talked about... Sorry, what was the last thing that you talked about? I got it.
No, you go.
You talked about how easy it was to get the standard pulls, right? And you're going to get, like, the back-to-backs. Do we feel like that's something that's going to happen pretty frequently in this game based off of how soon you're going to get those standard units, potentially? Because I think that kind of goes 1-in-1 with the CN, like, week early. Like, CN will then be able to hypothetically figure out which characters are dog shit and which ones aren't, right? And that could also be, like, a very, very interesting sort of, like, proposition for global side. Like, you know who to not go for on the standard banner.
That could be the case, but there is one strategy regarding the standard banner that perhaps for rerollers, or even people who just don't reroll, it's probably better to just hit your regular pity on standard banner and then use the selector to choose the thing you didn't get yet.
Yeah, what number was the
selector? So you don't get
selector
accidentally the same character twice, right? Because if you use the selector first and then a couple of multis, you could get literally the same character. So it's probably better to wait.
You get the selector before you hit the pity most of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want
to the selector at?
Gotcha.
You probably will want to do that, yeah.
Okay, so saving the selector's a big play. Gotcha.
Very likely.
Most
unless
of the
you
time.
get it early somehow,
I mean, all you gotta do is, I think, like, what, Enfield selector's at 300, and then there's no recurring source of standard. I'm 198 away from my selector, so, well, of course, they gave out the free 6-star thing.
You're starting to get them now.
Like 3 weeks into it. So, yeah, it really does seem like NTE has kind of just looked at the failures of retention when it comes to like the Enfield situation. It seems like they've accounted for pretty much everything, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to like the gacha and the pulling side.
Yeah, I would say pretty much it's what you would expect of this game, of this type of gachas in this year. With
Yeah, and
competitors.
it feels like a modern 2026 gacha. We just haven't seen that in a while.
I'd also mention as well with the dupes, there's no like and it's something that Razor touched on earlier, but just to make a slightly bigger point out of it, there's no you don't have to get to like M3 or like copy 4 in order to activate a certain part of the dupe that you want for a particular team that you need.
Yep.
Like you get I think that you go up to 6 copies, so it's like an M6 kind of system, but like you can specifically choose the buff or the small change that you want for your character out of the 6 that are available. So instead of like being like, oh, like a great stopping point is like 3 copies of this character or something, like if you did want to hyper invest, or even if you wanted like a copy of like one of the standard banner agents, like you can specifically choose that you want that specific like dupe of that character to activate the additional effect that you want, which I think is really cool. It also really helps as well with your 4-star agents, like your A ranks. So if you have specific elements of kit that you want to be active for the teams that you're running, you can activate those first without having to get the max amount of copies.
Gotcha, right? Like, let's just say you want that one that like just buffs the attack of everyone on the team, and you don't want to bother with like, hey, restore 5 extra energy when you like AFK for 10 seconds, right? You don't want that one.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a cool system. It's really good.
And you can do the same for S ranks as well. So if you just get like perchance a copy of like a rate up limited character S1, you could literally choose any of those dupes basically, which one to activate, right? So that also gives you like a lot of choice and leeway if you happen to go for like a dupe or 2.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see, right, like how high scope the dupes are. I think you guys have already said, based off of looking at them, that the dupes aren't anything too wild in the first place, and they've all kind of been like toned down on the explosiveness side. But I imagine if you get all 6, you will still fuck shit up.
Bunga bunga,
because
basically, yeah.
One thing for certain, right, is that I'm assuming all 6 of the dupes actually do something, right? They have a real effect. Well, in other games, right, let's just be honest, in all the Hoyo games, 2 of the dupes are just skill levels. They're not really functionally kit changes at all. And in Wuthering Waves, 2 of the dupes are typically like dog shit. Like, you gain a 10% basic attack damage bonus, right? It's like a passive bonus over here. So I guess that's where NTE might be able to get that differentiation for the whales, because it is without a doubt, right, that a lot of these prior gachas, they have some very odd looking dupes in certain parts, and I don't think anyone's even looked at Enfield's potentials, if I'm going to be honest, so I can't comment. I actually have not looked at a single potential for a unit yet.
I had to look a little bit at Yvonne's when I did the combat event.
Is that the first time you ever looked at them?
That is the first time I looked at them, yeah.
I feel like that's rather telling. All right. All right, anything else on the cosmetics, right?
So basically for the cosmetics, the PT does work a bit differently with cosmetics. So for cosmetics, you do have basically 3 separate PTs, because you have like a glider skin, car skin, and character outfit. So I'll give you a quick screenshot of what I'm talking about, so you can actually quickly see.
Yeah.
In the chat. So this is the skin PTs, right? All these 3 things will carry over. They will carry over. However, their percentages are different compared to the character gacha. And the way they carry over, it's not like the character gacha. They will carry over specifically the item itself. So for example, when you have 200, let's say you have 100 pulls into this exact skin, it will carry over whenever they rerun this skin again. Not for any skin, but this skin specifically. The PT will be recorded. That's the catch for cosmetics, but you can buy some cosmetics as free-to-play as well. You do have some cosmetics as free-to-play as well, but it might take you some time to get them. Don't expect them to like unlock them necessarily very quickly as free-to-play. And I don't know even if paid user can speed up the process for that, because it seems to be like a free-to-play currency to buy those certain outfits, basically.
Yeah, what I probably imagine, right, is that reruns will also contribute to this, And even if you like pull on the other banner that a character reruns on, it would still contribute to it?
For character gacha, yes. For the outfit, like I said, and these skins, it's specific to the item itself.
Oh, no,
so
no, because this is for like the Nanily unit, right? And so every time you pull on Nanily's banner, you will build up the pity on all of these things, right?
Yeah, assuming they decide to put all these 3 items again in the Nanily banner. Yes.
Yeah, I guess I would imagine, right, that at some point you maybe don't want copies of Nanily, but you still want the skin. And so, like, the pity would build up somewhere on, like, a different banner, I'm hoping. I guess what I'm trying to say is that...
Could be if they do that, yes.
If it sounds like the only way to get the skin is to pull multiple copies of the unit, which is like, I guess what I'm seeing right now is you could definitely get the skin day 1, right, by pulling 200 fucking times under banner. I guess what if you don't want like a bunch of copies of her, but you still want the skin, right? So I'm just hoping that there's like some system where like you could still build it up, but then pull out a different unit. I guess is more so the
that would be a very nice thing. I'm not sure whether they plan to do that though.
Yeah,
but I do agree it would be very nice if they did it.
Yeah, maybe it'll just be like an exclusive thing if you decide to heavily invest in a unit. I mean, again, it's like a fucking skin, so I feel like you can't really complain anyways because it's a skin. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I believe also the skins, like the base PT, are different. Like for example, Glider, I believe it's almost 3%. Should be like, I believe it's like 3% base PT, or is actually no, sorry, I think it's 1.7 for Glide. Like the PTs are different for the skins, and I think these skins don't have a soft PT as far as I remember. I probably would have to check my old video just to make sure. But as far as I know, I don't think there's a soft PT for the glider and skin and stuff.
Okay.
Just as a heads up.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably have like skin banners as well, where it's like, you know, they'll have like a bunch of skins that you can build pity on at once or something.
I actually found it. It's 0. Oh, I found it. Okay, I have a quick picture as well. This is the outfit specifically. This is for her outfit, pity. Yeah, I said it in the call, and this is for the car pity as well. This is like for the car skin. Yeah, here you can see. So it is different compared to the character gacha.
Okay.
It's quite a bit lower as well in terms.
And then you have also another one, also the glider. And here, lastly, the glider. As you can see, it is different for the thingy. Yeah, character gacha is different. Like I said, it's almost 1% with 90 hard pity and 70 soft pity.
Okay.
But for the skins, this is how they work.
Yeah, they have a very low base rate. But I guess this is the thing, right? Is anyone that really gets it off the base rate, you were pulling for the character, you just got the skin as a giga lucky or potentially unlucky, depending on like, oh shit, I got the skin but not the unit, right? That would kind of piss some people off, I bet. But yeah.
Yeah, also if you do get the skins, like copies of it, but by luck or something, you will get pulls, basically a currency for pulls.
Refunded. Okay, like, cool.
Yeah. So you get something out of it. It's not like completely useless.
I guess the main thing for us to just be on the lookout for is the post-honeymoon pull income, because the rates and everything, they do seem quite favorable. But as we all know, I think, like, is Enfield at, like people are guesstimating Enfield's at, like, 80 pulls or something for 1.1 or something like that?
For 1.1, it should be... 67 pulls base, then 3 pulls with origiometry, and then effectively 10 extra pulls. Like if you go 5 limited pulls plus 5 for the shop, for each one separately, and then I believe it should be also 10 from dossier, assuming if you did 60 pulls. TLDR, it's scuffed. It's bad.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to pull Tang, and then if her pity expires, I'm just gonna uninstall the game. Like, I think that's like that's just a fair approach to make, right? Like, if my pity expires, I'm just gonna uninstall the game.
But speaking of still the gacha stuff, the weapon currency for this game, it does specifically say you'll be able to get it as an event reward as well. So they will also, by the looks of it, you'll be able to get the weapon currency for pulls also from events.
Okay.
Much like in WoW. I assume WoW also just gives you like login bonuses or something, right?
Well, Enfield does that too. Like, everyone's talking about how good the weekly challenge and the credit store are, right? Just... unless they do income that looks like that, I think NTE should be fine on the weapon pull side. But if they do some fucking credit store shit or like some weekly shit, there's gonna be a problem. But we'll see.
Yeah,
Should
the
be
monthly
good.
shop is also a bit different as well, if I may show you. In this game, the monthly shop thingy, you can buy 2 multis for the weapon banner from it. It's like it's the blue currency. It's like, what would be equivalent in WoWa? How is it called there?
This just looks like the same shit as WoWa, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, basically. But they give you basically 2 multis for weapon banner, 5 standard and 5 limited per month you can buy.
Yeah, I don't think this just looks like again just a modern game. It looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'm actually cool with that you can get 2 weapon multis from the monthly shop. Like, that's kind of nice.
2 multis from the 2 multis a month.
Yeah, 2 weapon multis a month from that shop. Yeah.
Okay, at this point, I don't even. Yeah, those are the real rich rewards right there.
Yeah, that's why I don't think you'll feel that bad about, like, if you lost the weapon at 60 pulls, that, you have to do like 2 more multis.
I mean,
because I think you will be stacked up. Yeah,
I mean,
and here you can see like how the weapon banner looks like. It's actually 10 pulls.
Yeah,
as well, just for any doubters.
Yeah, so the keys are used for the weapon banner, and 2 multis means 2 10 pulls. Why am I doing basic math for you fucking guys in chat? What do you guys even like? Do you not realize that 20 equals 2 multis? Do we need to fucking break it down for you? Holy shit, guys. What are we even doing
2 times
here?
10.
Yes.
Yeah, and here also I want to show this very quickly, if I can find it actually. Wait. The tab for how you can convert the gems and everything. Actually, I have the footage for that. Maybe I don't have it on hand, actually. Oopsie. But there is actually another currency as well. Actually, LG, do you remember what is this currency for again?
Show me the picture.
This should be like Star Glitter equivalent, right? I think this is like Star Glitter equivalent. I think so, yeah. You just buy the stuff.
I got worried at the number of currencies that you were talking about, but no, this looks and yeah, that's just like the Afterglow Coral and Wuwa. It's the
Yeah,
it's like the shit that you only use to get pulls in Genshin because you don't want any of its 4 stars and you don't want those shitty weapons.
Residuals and ZZZ, I think.
Oh yeah, also 1 pull is 160 as well, 160 gems.
Okay, so it's just the same currency numbers that everyone's familiar with.
And I believe the weapon banner, unfortunately don't have the picture on hand, should be also 160 as well, if you convert it from gems.
Okay. And you said do you get tri-keys at all from pulling on the character banners?
Basically, you will get the currency from pulling on the gacha banners, and then you can convert like Star Glitter, like you said, the corals. You could convert it into weapon pulls.
Okay, well, and this is the thing. You can get refunded character pulls from the character banner, right? Like you can land on the thing that gives you like 3 pulls back, right?
But also that currency, you could use it to buy the weapons. The thing I just showed the picture for, it should be this one, I believe. I might be incorrect, but there should be, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I think it's called warp tokens or something like that. I forgot the exact name.
If anything, it just sounds like a rebate that you're free to like be flexible with. So I don't think anyone can really. This is so different.
It's called War Piece, yeah.
This is so different from Endfield. It's unreal, bro. So yeah, I think we're
pretty
good
much.
There. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're looking good.
And Source Scarborough Fair or whatever it's called, that's the gacha banner, basically the table thingy. Whatever you do, yeah.
I still think this will fail only because of saturation, not quality. I'm just reading chat. I actually think that's a really interesting comment because I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think the optimization and stuff, that could hold the game back. But in terms of systems, like it's how to put it. Even if with certain issues, I think more people would stick around this game than Endfield because there's less pressure points to make people drop the game, like what you had with Endfield.
Yeah, because like think about all the different game quit angles that Endfield has. You just lost 1,000 sanity because you forgot that shit expired. Yeah, you're done, right? You just lost your pity. You're done, right? You just lost. You didn't realize that how some of the time limited stuff worked. You didn't realize you lost like 10 gacha pulls, right? That you could have used to build pity with. I think that NTE avoids a lot of those pitfalls. Oh, sorry, sorry,
Yep.
LG.
No, I laughed at you saying building pity.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, right? Like, dude, the only thing these shitty fucking like stupid 10 fucking pulls that you get every banner, it's just to like build your 80 pity
towards the next.
Yeah,
50.
towards the next 5-star, so you can then proceed to lose it. Infinitely, right? Because that's I forgot. Remember, that's a thing in AKE. You can lose an infinite number of 50/50s on your way to 120. So it's like, yeah, you don't even have the security over there of knowing that, oh, you might be able to build. You already know what I'm talking. What are we doing over here?
Yeah.
What do we kick a dog while it's down?
To go back to that saturation comment, though, I think it's quite interesting because it does feel like we're getting more big players in the space recently. Because, I mean, it was, like Big 3, and now it's Big 4 with ZZZ, and then it was Big 5 now with Enfield. And what is it going to be, Big 6 with NTE? I do think that there's only so many gacha players to go around, and as much as, yes, these games are designed to bring new players in, ultimately the audience will cannibalize itself, at least somewhat. And yeah, I do kind of think that there's only so many players to go around, and I think it'll hit somewhere else. I think something will get hit if NTE really does succeed massively.
100%, right? And I think that's where all of the very unique offerings that you guys were talking about in the first section of the call, right? For what makes this game kind of like stand out or really differentiate itself. I think that's where NTE is going to see a lot of potential success, right? And on a similar side, right? It's like there are a lot of games right now where people don't like some of the new features that are getting added. I think the main one is that like Honkai Star Rail is definitely, I think, feel like one of those games that has just fallen off tremendously. I don't think anyone can doubt that, right? Like, Twitch views are in the gutter, YouTube views are in the gutter, engagement overall, at least in North America, is in the fucking gutter. In a similar sense, right? Not to take too many shots, because I know you guys play. ZZZ not doing very good right now, right? It is a rough time to be a ZZZ.
It's pretty much the same. As I would say both is dropped like crazy, yeah. And I do play both games, so...
Yeah, and I know ZZZ's anniversary is coming up soon, but it is still after NTE's release. So unless ZZZ pushes stuff up, right, it is going to kind of like take that damage, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of ways to mitigate it, at least in my opinion, because they still got another delusional angel coming out, right? And then I think they got like Sissia, who just... I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think Sissy is really like a seller. Do you know what I mean? I think if you're already in, potentially you might be in for Sissia, waifu pull. But I don't think she's gonna save the game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I've been of the opinion she just looks like a porn star.
I mean
that's kind of back to more ZZZ aesthetic, though, we have to say.
Yeah,
Fair.
I mean, I would say like this very really for ZZZ, if I may add. I would say for 3.0 or before 3.0, there will be like a bit of a spike. And then after 3.0, it's going to tank down massively again. That's my prediction for ZZZ.
Well, you're just following the chart. The one that LD Shop posted
Classic
was like
ZZZ.
the funniest shit ever,
basically.
bro. Because it's like donk.
It's basically turning out to be like Honkai Impact 3, more or less. Honkai Impact 3 route, I would say. If you ask me the future for the game, if the way it's going, at least.
Yeah, at least higher production value for now. Let's hope 3.0 turns things around a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what did they really expect when they started selling kids to, like, when the characters previously looked like porn stars? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, they didn't sell well at all as people expected, and these characters were like, hyped, or like they were pushed around already before. Like, we knew almost 2 years of this character's existence, and the result was definitely like not great. With all the marketing and everything, I don't think it paid off, man.
I ain't saying shit, by the way, guys. I didn't say nothing about this game. I'm letting them talk, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we played this game. I'll just tell you as it is. Like, it's.
I think,
like,
realistically, like, there's
the
there's the vocal parts of the audience who are saying that like tourists are getting filtered, and it's like, no, that's the player base. You're filtering the entire player base. Like,
yeah, basically, that's what I'm saying. Honkai Impact 3, right? Because when you filter like all of those players, and then you just have like the hardcore fans, elitists, whatever you want to call it, right? Defenders. and it's kind of cooked. It is what it is. But sorry if we went a bit on a tangent here.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
really, it's fine.
It's a perfectly fine tangent because it's a valid discussion. We're talking about the
absolutely.
big two, big one Genshin, big two HSR, big three Wuwa, big four ZZZ, big five Enfield. And it literally looks like 3 of these games have been on the most dramatic downtrend I've ever seen in like gacha history. Like to me, HSR, ZZZ, and Enfield are like a trifecta of like turds, where I haven't seen this much engagement in the this much disengagement in the gacha space in a very long time. Where I think
they just messed up very big time with how they handle the games.
Exactly, right? And it's kind of like very noticeable. Like Plan Arcadia is a fucking PNG, right? Enfield in 1.1, bro, the game got less views and like it's been losing interest since the 1.1 devlog because that one's so bad. And then ZZZ is actually delusional with its marketing, and like people are just praying that there's another relaunch to save the game. So it's like, and they've already relaunched like 7 times at this point, so it's like they kind of expect another one. So it's kind of
relaunches. If I may interrupt, speaking of relaunch, Enfield really needs badly one.
Yes, right? People are expecting 1.2 for Enfield to be a relaunch, but they haven't even committed to anything, so people are like...
Imagine. The 1.2
yeah, I mean,
relaunch.
what can we say? See you in NTE, guys.
It's like the shining beacons right now are... I think the HSR anniversary is coming up, but like people already know Plan Arcadia is a PNG, right? So they're kind of like, all right, bro. Wuwa's anniversary is coming up, but I feel like that's actually, people are already expecting that one to be good. I think, and this is the thing, NTE has like, Enfield 1.1 had such an amazing opportunity right now, because that patch is releasing in a couple of days, right? I think it's in like maybe a day or 2. And they get to basically have the lull period for every other game. And then they release whatever the fuck, the Dark Tides Die in AI, like whatever the fuck the title is, right? That shit makes no fucking sense, bro. Like, you know that the title of this patch makes no sense. They had such a massive opportunity to, I think, like, claw back parts of the player base by actually delivering a good update. But, like, bro, the interest is lower than ever, and, like, interest in all of these games is at the lowest point it's ever been. Honestly, if NTE had been able to speed up its release to like a week from now, I think it would have gone crazy. But unfortunately, it's releasing at the same time as the anniversary of all these other games, right? And maybe that's actually good for them. Maybe they are expecting like, you know, maybe not as great of an anniversary for like, you know, like HSR and stuff. But I think it's going to really, it could potentially run into some struggles with Wuwa right there. That's just my personal take, right?
It could be a thing, but I feel like there will be people who will try the game, because even with a new update in Gacha, you know, people might play a lot within the first few days, but then, you know, they have the time to try other things, basically.
True. And Wuwa is one of those games that takes very low amount of time to play, right? Like, it has some of like the shortest dailies and stuff, and it is like I would say one of the easiest games to like double up on another gacha with. So that's a fair analysis too. Well, the next topic may be aligned with the combat based off some of the topics that we've heard, right? What could make NTE fall short or feel inferior or worse compared to other gachas?
Yeah, the combat, as somebody who played all of these gachas pretty much, the combat is, I would say, a lot to be left desired. There's definitely like things they could improve upon. I think the blueprint for it seems relatively okay. So in this game, well, let me try to get the pictures for it. So in this game, you have cycles, which is basically like intro skill equivalent from Wuthering Waves. You don't really have outro skills, effectively. But wait, let me just try to get the thing. Where do I have it? Okay, I found it. So basically, just as a sneak peek, so you can see kind of like how it looks like. Let me get you a picture.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah, there you go. So in this game, you have cycles, and you have to basically match the character elements. And for example, here, if you match the, I believe it's chaos, and it's supposed to be wind or something. if you match these two elements with the characters, you'll be able to activate the cycle or intro skill. And also, you can enhance these intro skills, the cycles, as you can see below, if you unlock ascensions on characters, basically ascension passive skill. You level up the character, it's free, so they will have like an extra additional effect on top. And there are more various ones. Some might be a bit more lengthy as well as you can see. But basically, the intro skill itself for the cycle, just by the elemental reaction, is relatively basic. But then the enhancement is where it's at, where you get like the extra thing out of it, I would say. The team building, yeah, do tell.
I was gonna say, like, just based off of like my audience right now, this really does sound like negative statuses and Wuthering Waves, but it seems like almost every reaction is a negative status, where at a baseline, it's dog shit, right? Like, nobody's out there stacking up 10 Spectral Frazzle stacks on Spectral Rover, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna DOT the enemy. It does fucking nothing, right? And it looks like to me that a lot of these existing interactions that NTE has, they kind of don't do anything until you bring in the character enhancements.
Yeah, pretty much. And also another interesting thing is like, that seems to be the case, like that you definitely want to unlock them. It is free, but you do need to match the character elements. Like, as you can see, the order combinations, like you want to make it, basically it glows, so it works, right? If you don't play the proper combinations, you're not gonna get intro skills effectively. So kind of for team building, you're kind of forced to have like the right element combinations.
My take is that this, my take is that this system sucks if you have not a very reliable way to get a lot of characters. But with NTE having no 50-50, right, and like stuff like that, and I hopefully you have enough pulls to get at least like one unit every patch. Maybe it's not too terrible because you can't just like get a unit that you plan for, right? It seems like an NTE, if you want a unit, you can just get them. That's what I would hope with like decent amounts of planning, and it hopefully would take less time or less savings than a game like Genshin or Wuthering Waves, or really anything with a 50-50, right? And if that's the case, then having like these sort of passive effects that make the archetype playable doesn't seem that bad. But in a similar sense, right, if it's like, oh, you need to like replace these units and get like the better version, I think that's where like the power creep conversation can get a little bit dicey, right? Because I can easily see where it's just like someone objectively just does what Juyan does. That's an interesting name. Like Juyan does, but just better, right?
Yeah. That could be the case. Also, speaking of character progression, the gearing is kind of different compared to what you're used to in some other gacha games. Effectively, in this game, you have like a board, and you have to put puzzle Tetris pieces fitting within the board to get like all the effects and stuff. It would be probably easier if I show you some footage or pictures.
Yeah.
If you give me just a moment, like
it looks like one of them. It looks like a Game Boy. I don't know if we're allowed.
It looks like a little Game Boy, and then you put
Nintendo might sue us if we say that.
Yeah. Basically, it's. I think I got the picture right. Wait, how did?
But then you have to put different size Tetris pieces in order to get the all of the effects active for the particular Game Boy that you have on. I can't remember what the name of it.
I actually saw that system, and I quite liked it when I saw that they gave you recommendations. When they gave you recommendations in game for how to like set up your board, so it's not like confusing as fuck, right, the first time you do it, but then it also gives you that little extra, hopefully a little bit extra wiggle room to try some off meta builds and stuff. That's what I see in the systems. That's what seems neat to me, but maybe I'm just maybe that's just a pipe dream and it's way more constrained than I.
Yeah, you're also effectively like you don't just like when you farm the gear, you don't farm these modules itself. You farm some other piece. I forgot the name. It's also a piece you put in this thingy. Like the picture is said, you see that like circle in the bottom, like this. Things like the circles, right? This is actually what you farm with stamina, and you also get the currency beside when you farm these domains, where you basically go like at a quote-unquote slot machine, where you actually gamba for the gear. You basically are pulling these gear pieces. I know it's weird. I'm trying to find the picture.
Wait, which one is the gamba and which one is it?
That's what I'm trying to show you. The things that they show. I don't have it on hand at the moment. I'll try to find it. But basically, the circle thingy is not the Gamba one. It's the drops. But the Gamba is like, I'll try to find the footage. Give me just a sec.
Okay, I feel like you're going to need to explain this a little bit, right? Because
I
you're not
know, I'm
using
aware,
gacha pull currency for this, are you?
No. You get the currency from farming domains. with
Okay,
stamina.
okay. So one of them is like you could direct farm them, and then the other is like you kind of get like a currency for Gamba.
But you can choose which Tetris blocks can drop from the Gamba.
Ah,
as well.
so the
You have
Gamba is more so to finish off your build, and you want to spam the
Yeah.
domains first to just get a. Okay.
Yeah,
So this is
yeah.
just like it's like modifiers basically. You don't use your modifiers immediately in Wuwa. You wait until.
No, it's still actual relic pieces. It's still actual gear.
Okay,
pieces.
yeah, you don't use
For
your
the-
fucking what's it called? Your premium relic changing things in HSR, right? Like the ones that change your main stats until you've already farmed a lot of the baseline ones. Otherwise, you're dumb as hell, right? Because you'll just get a copy of something you probably already you just used like your premium reroll thing on, right? So okay, that sounds. I mean, it sounds like you basically.
It is a bit different. I believe it also is like a base chance PT for I believe for drop certain pieces or something. I would have to really find the picture. Yeah, I'm trying to find. Give me a second. Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. This kind of looks like echoes, though, right? You only need to like. There's only like one possible roll on something.
It's also two. You also have set bonuses, like 2-piece, 4-piece set bonus. I believe, yeah, as well.
Okay, and you can see the
beside that,
substats. Yeah, I mean it, but I meant it from the perspective of you don't need to roll the same stat like 17 times, right?
Doesn't look like it, no.
Yeah, it just looks like
yeah.
it is what it is when it shows up. Like it's basically like, I mean, it just looks like a better version of Echoes because you can see what is in there before you level it up. So there's no need to like.
Yeah. I believe it should be like that, yeah. Actually, these pieces that I showed in the picture, they are leveled up. This is plus 20.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, it just unlocks one stat every 5 levels, right? Like, when you, like, with the example that you showed, at plus 5, it would only give the cycle intensity. At plus 10, it would get the damage. Like, basically, for my audience, they level up like fucking Echoes. I mean, I like it. It's a good blend of RNG. If you get lucky, you'll get incredibly good shit really fast, and like you could build a character in one fucking run if you're that diabolically lucky. I'm sorry, I have PTSD from Enfield. Like that system actually makes me want to not play the game. Yeah, the ideas of like, oh, you'll get a guaranteed perfect build, but you gotta spend 52 days, bucko. I'm good. I'm good. That's not very fun.
Yeah, I found some pictures. So this is how the console menu thingy looks like, and you have this special currency that you get from farming the artifact domain, basically, and then you just pull here. And then you have like easy, normal, hard. Hard, I think you get it unlocked at a later time, and you also can choose which type of pieces can drop.
Why'd they make it look like that? Why'd they make it?
It's a bit weird.
It's a rabbit shuttlecock.
Yeah. And here I have another picture as well, where you can see that at actually account level 40, you can do the hard version, or whatever it's called. And you see also the thing in the middle, module selection. That's what you choose which pieces drop, specifically. You can effectively, like, not the easy version, but the normal and hard version you can choose. And here you also can see the mode rules. Actually, I happen to have that too.
I see it.
Do tell as well.
Yeah, just blue, purple, orange, and you got to get the bronze, silver, gold to get either of them. And I'm assuming endgame builds are all orange, motherfuckers.
Yeah, very, very likely.
Okay.
Here you have it. Yeah, you can read all of this.
Okay.
And then, I also have the preview for the rewards as well. That's probably what you will want to probably see as well. It would look like this. These are the easy ones, the normal ones.
Oh, they even let you make your pull more expensive? I'm seeing something in here. They let you make your pull more expensive if you want all of them for the same piece.
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so it's basically it's like Wuwa and ZZZ system combined, but almost like the best of both worlds to me.
Yeah, this is basically the pool you can get.
It feels like Wuwa and ZZZ actually, like smashed together.
I think it's all right. I think it's
It's
alright.
okay,
I don't think- yeah, might be a bit confusing at first for people, but it's fine.
I think to be honest, like, yeah, when we were going through the beta stuff, like, even though we were only getting like A rank stuff, you know, so it wasn't like gold gear or anything at that point from what the account level that we could get to, roughly speaking, it still felt kind of worthwhile doing it because you know, like sometimes it doesn't even feel worthwhile doing it until you can get the end game stuff because it was like relatively simple and it was pretty easy to roll for like a few of those pieces and then you could see what you were going to level it up to get. It just made it kind of like, oh, okay, well, I might as well just do this. So it's such a simplified system that it actually didn't feel that crazy to just even lean in when you know it wasn't like end game worthy.
Okay, and is there any way to
this
like?
Was the currency, yeah.
Yeah, is there any way to take like these purple ones and upgrade them into golds or no?
As far as I know, I don't know because unfortunately it wasn't level 40, and I don't know if there's an option for that.
Okay, well,
I don't know, unfortunately.
I guess the take is that, man, there's always going to be like the optimal min-max conversation of, is it even worth me spending any of my stamina, right, or my energy at all to even grind these silver Coronas, understanding that I could just save all of that energy for the gold ones, right? It's kind of like how I wouldn't do tacit fields, right? Or you wouldn't do the ZZZ, whatever the fuck I don't know, the defense things until you have the gold disc available.
Yeah, I also sent you the picture of the basically artifact domain. It's 40 stamina. It costs 40 stamina. So you get these carrots currency there as well, which you use for the machine thingy to get the gear.
Gotcha.
But this circle thing is you get it from these domains itself. So the coin thingy, you put it in it's also part of gear. This also has like effect stats, whatever. And the other thing you get from basically gambling.
Gotcha.
From
okay.
This slot machine thing. So it's not like, it might be a bit confusing, but I think it's very straightforward. Maybe it's not as exciting though when you're getting the gear. I think it's kind of like you have skip buttons, so you don't have to do the animation every time. But it might be like, you know, just click, 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 click to get all these pieces, right? Might be a bit tedious for some people. I'm not sure.
I mean, we'll just have to see, right? I assume they'll have some sort of recycling system as well. So it does seem like a lot of resources, but it seems like a lot of it is built into the actual domains themselves, without looking too crazy. Oh
yeah, also farming domains, at least from my experience, very quick to farm. Unlike Endfield, like you're farming those domains super fast.
They also for free let you just use double stamina.
Just like
you don't have to use extra tickets to use double stamina. It just lets you double up on stamina.
What are we doing here? Like like every other fucking gacha game in the big 6 or big 5. Yeah, Enfield, the only fucking game that prevents us from doing that shit. Man, I don't know why they decided to innovate so much, but it's like they didn't innovate; they went backwards.
Sometimes the world is a circle, you know, and they think it's new again. You know, like they want to try something out because they felt like it hadn't been tried in a while. But the reason it hasn't been tried in a while because it's dog shit. So
more like 8 years, yeah.
I'd say we should kick Enfield out of the big X. It should just be the. Honestly, we'll just have to see. There might need to be
I would give them a chance for 1.2, honestly, if they do like a breakthrough patch.
There might need to be a special council called a special council called after 1.2 to give judgment.
Yeah, I think that would be also
I'm down.
I'm down for it, yeah.
It's like a 10-minute call. Yeah, this shit is cooked, bro. Get this shit out of here.
We can also talk about like the endgame stuff, if you're interested, about what endgame does NTE offer.
Definitely have not gotten a lot of exposure to the endgame. I think you even mentioned that you weren't able to really get to gold gear. Do you think it falls under, at least for the endgame, do you think it's something that helps or hurts NTE?
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be like you will probably get to a decent amount of time to be able to farm gold gear, like account level 40. So no, I think it's pretty much similar to what you have in typical Hoyo Vuva experience. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But when I meant endgame, I also meant like what's the endgame content? Like they have a spiral abyss, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I got your thing pulled up. I see a fractured circle, a prime circle, and a bunch of bus stops and the owl from Hogwarts.
Yeah, and also it's basically Spiral Abyss plus Whimpering Wastes in WoWa. You have tokens which you can choose as an extra bonus effect for the fights. They're
Ooh.
one charge, I believe. Yeah, I sent you like a picture below it so you can see how the tokens look like, right?
Oh, I
And
thought that was the
yeah.
gear. They need
No,
to
no, no,
work on
those are
some of the
tokens.
icons to make them differentiate.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This should
But-
not be look. This looks like the gear.
Yeah, but basically these are the tokens you use for the end game floors. I was not able to do the resettable floors, unfortunately, because after the fourth floor of the perma floors, it requires 2 teams, as I sent you the picture. So I didn't have 2 teams fully built. I couldn't do it.
Gotcha.
But basically, the Spiral Abyss is pretty much what you expect out of, TOA, shield, the old shield defense, like nothing too crazy, plus Whimpering Waste style, the tokens.
Hey, you know
All
what?
added on top, I guess.
After
That's
seeing
about it, yeah.
Enfield's Endgame, I'm good with nothing too crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is better than nothing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and it does reset every 2 weeks, looks like,
Okay.
as well, based on the timers.
I'd rather
because the
have
beta-
yeah. I'd rather have whatever the fuck you just said, where it just sounds like TOA with like WeWa tokens. Just give me that shit over the whatever the fuck.
It's definitely
Rampaging
not
Shields is.
it's not reinventing anything for sure here.
I-
It's,
Yeah.
it's tried and true. Yeah.
I don't think I care, to be honest. And they always have room to innovate further with the end game as they see how the player base develops, which is how an end game should be built. I think you should go for something risk-free at the start that people are familiar with from the genre, and then see how the player base evolves and the gameplay evolves, and then design your end game modes based off of that. Or you can just do whatever the fuck Enfield did, and then bro, how did they? I'm sorry. It's just the end game in Enfield feels like you just bring a shielder, right?
Yeah, because there's no point clearing it any faster than 10 minutes, right? So as long as you survive, you'll probably clear it. That's the point.
And
right?
it's like if you don't play with a shielder, you're just dodging every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless you're finishing the fight really quickly, in which case,
unless you're
that's also
surviving
just
the
easy
gas, right? Because I think
survive,
that's
don't survive the gas.
yeah.
But there is, speaking of endgame activities, like you do have other activities you can do, quote unquote, in endgame in NT, such as races, like you can race.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Also in co-op. But one interesting thing I would like to add, which maybe it's going to be problematic, I'm not sure. You have the regular stamina. Regular stamina like in all gachas. However, in this game, you also have a weekly stamina that's actually used for these quote-unquote hobbies, such as racing, swift city delivery, heists, and all that stuff. There is actually a weekly stamina, a separate stamina on the side.
It's almost
I don't
like
know
an
if this is gonna be
overworld
a-
stamina.
Something like
Kinda.
that.
Overworld
Close,
activity.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you have actually, LG, a picture of these things?
I might do. Let me check my footage.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just showing some footage of the endgame stuff.
Yeah.
playing
Now
it,
this shit
but-
almost sound like a bit like RuneScape, except you got stamina telling you how much you can train
Yeah,
your
yeah,
strength,
because-
how much you can train your lumber
I
cutting. And
might
shit.
be able. I'm just trying to find me.
I do have a picture, but it looks very scuffed. But I can at least list what you have. So you're going to have city delivery, races, swift travel, which is like taxi, heist, which is like headspace salvage, but better. Like it's 15 minutes timer. You can end it early. Inventory is unlimited. So all the shitty parts of headspace salvage are kind of like taking care of that. You have city delivery where it's actually FedEx, but you ride with your car. Then you have fishing, then you can play mahjong, then you have arcade, and then you can also play music, which is probably, like the typical Genshin music event where you click shit on the screen.
Yeah, you're playing like
Also basically, or some
like
shit,
Guitar
yeah.
Hero, but
Guitar
like
Hero.
the
Yeah,
2-year-old
something like
version.
that. But in the beta, we could only play races in co-op. Other features which should also be available for co-op were not available in the beta. But they do plan to add them. So there should be like activities here. I think it's called World Stamina, yeah. It's World Stamina. I believe that's for the weeklies.
Okay.
And it
I
does
put a
charge,
screenshot in, but it's not
Yeah.
exactly what it. It's just like the basics of it. You can see there is 2. And it does say specifically on that world stamina that it resets every week on a Monday. So you just max it out every week on a Monday.
Okay. And I guess the thing is that hopefully this doesn't feel like too restrictive, because you know how we were just talking about like game quit angles before, right? I wonder what's the point of it being 500. I wonder how much shit costs, and are you gonna feel really bad if you if you don't do your weeklies, right? Because it's probably gonna be a big rush on Sundays at some point in the game's life cycle. A big rush on Sundays to get all this shit done, and is that gonna feel like a pain in the dick hole to do? And that could be like a point of contention for players, I think.
Yeah, that could be a bit annoying. I do think some people, I believe, didn't like necessarily this weekly stamina, world stamina, whatever you want to call it. But I think they can make it right. I think they can make it fine. As long as it's like maybe like carry over. Actually, wait, I do. Ooh, I have the picture right here. Perfect. I found it. Oh my God. There we go. This is what I wanted to show you. I just got the exact stamina, how it's called, the picture, the description, right here. There you go. So this is the city stamina. This is like the separate stamina from the regular stamina of the game. And all these features you can see in this picture, they do cost this stamina. So I don't think you can spam them unlimited, but I assume for a co-op it doesn't cost stamina.
I guess the thing is that only the rewards seem tied to this stamina, and once they're
I think so too. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the thing is that I think an easy way for them to I would imagine each of these have their own progression track, right? And so as you progress more and more in this one activity, you get like higher tiered rewards, and so it's a matter of, okay, which one do you feel like advancing at this point in time? Because there's probably going to be people that just be spamming the arcade, or people that be spamming the mahjong, right? Or people that be spamming the Pink Paws heist.
I think we need to do them all because of this. You have this thing called Tycoon level, and you want to level this up because you're going to get the currency, which allows you to buy, for example, skins as free-to-play, or furniture, or cars, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and you also have like specific...
as well.
Yeah, and also you also have missions. Like, so I'll give you some pictures so like you can see, like, for example, how this looks like. So you can get like a general gist of it. Give me just a sec. Because I also have this on hand. So
they got a unit that they got a 5-star unit that you can get from their Tycoon level as well, right?
I believe it's actually, isn't it A rank? Is she an S rank? I think she's an A rank. I don't think she's an S rank.
Yeah, I see someone saying the city stamina is really used to make fawns, and fawns are not really used for...
There's the money.
Yeah, they're only used for like cars and apartments, but not really for building characters.
You can also buy skins, with it as well.
And
yeah, this is, for example, you see, this is the City Tycoon levels, and you're gonna have like different objectives to do, so you can level up to the next level.
Why they
so effectively you will have to,
Why they name the character Jizz or Chiz?
I don't know.
Jizz?
I think she's like works for a bank or some shit, and she was very happy when you opened like a bank account with her. Like
she's also very happy when you rob the bank as well. So I don't really know if we can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so she's like your inside agent bank employee, but like straight up, like you got to be paying attention when you say her name, because like Chiz.
That's how she looks like. Yeah,
that's terrible. Why would they even do this? Anyways, sorry. That's just we said the
that's fine. No worries.
We said the Unk podcast, but we're a bunch of kids over here.
Yeah,
we got our toilet humor.
But like I said, you will have to interact basically with lots of these city activities, so you can actually level up this stuff, right? Because these fonts is very integral part for pretty much everything besides the characters themselves, like building, right? Like you said, cars, cosmetics, furniture, and stuff like that.
But basically, I guess the thing is that for a lot of people, depending on how they want to consume this game, could be considered like optional content. Right? Like, if I just am here to, like, for the combat endgame, and I guess potentially maybe not exploration, because your cars, I imagine, going to be part of that. Like, if I'm just coming in from, like, Wuwa or Genshin or ZZZ, right, and I only want to focus on the things that those games do, then, like, theoretically, the Tycoon level wouldn't be or the Tycoon and all that stuff and the weekly stamina maybe not as tied to that part of the experience. Aside from getting Chiz on your account.
Yeah. something like that. But you would still want to do it because you want to get these fonts so you can kind of like buy the car upgrades and stuff, right?
Okay.
It does take it seems to be slow as well, because in the beta they were basically showering these fonts currency like crazy through the mail. But in the live version of the game, I think it's gonna take some time to get this currency. It's not gonna be like speed run, you know.
I did feel like in the beta, I didn't really have to engage with it that much in order to be able to afford like the properties and stuff, probably because they wanted us to be able to show that kind of stuff off in the beta. But I do think that, as Razor suggested, they probably won't be showering us with that kind of stuff when the game comes out. And you'll have to engage with that a lot more.
Actually, there is one thing I forgot to mention very quickly. The font shop does allow you to buy 12 weapon pulls as well.
Oh,
sick.
Well, that's actually significant.
That's the picture,
wait. Okay. Well, 12 weapon pulls is not actually that much.
And also Annulate, Annulate is the gems as well, right? That should be gems.
I don't remember. Yeah.
It should be gems, right? Annulate. I think so, yeah. Should be, is that like 140 gems? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's called Annulate.
Okay.
I think it should be.
I see this. Yeah, 12 weapon pulls doesn't seem that particularly crazy when you have a 20 available for rebate in the
But it's extra. Like it all adds up.
It's there. It's there for sure, right? I ain't gonna trip about that one. And I guess you get like a cheap regular standard weapon key over here, right? That's what the regular key is for.
And also you do have like character XP materials and basically character progression materials as well. You could buy from this shop.
Okay.
And it does reset, as you can see the timer up there. You see 0 days, 15 hours.
This kind of reminds me of just like a permanent event mini game shop in like one of like the games.
I don't think it's that I don't think it's that many resources though. Necessarily, but it's something extra you can get on the side, I would say.
Yeah, that seems to check out.
Yeah, and here is like, if I can show very quickly as well, the weapon, the character skins. These are free to play. You see the fonts, like it's very high prices, right? So it's going to take a while to be able to buy this stuff. It's not necessarily as quick.
Oh, okay, I see. So you got a couple of skins for your MC, if you really want them. That's a lot of MC
Yeah, also
skins.
for some playable. Yeah, you do. So it's basically quite interesting. Also for the, do you want to see like the weapon exchange as well, or? Actually, wait. I have another. Here is like another thing. Besides the character skins, like from Gacha, you also have direct purchase skins as well. For example, this one, the Nanali one, it's a direct purchase skin for gems. I believe premium gems. It's like you could direct purchase that one. The other two are with the fonts currency, right?
Oh yeah.
So you have basically you do have options, right? And same with cars. You have same things with cars. They did the same thing, you can see.
Okay, so
you have options for free to play as well, yeah.
So they have skins that are non-gacha and they're just like completely exclusive to gems.
Yeah, looks like it pretty much.
Yeah,
as you can see,
it was only the one, but yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, they're probably. It seems like there's like going to be maybe 3 skins or at least 2 skins on release for every unit. So we'll see how they output with that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there was some of the standard S rank characters that didn't get skins. Particularly some of the ones that I think have been more popular. Daffodil in particular looks really cool. But yeah, she didn't get a skin, which is quite sad. And it also meant that you couldn't invite her to come and hang out at your place and have her be in her casual wear. Very sad.
Yeah, we can also talk about the social interactions we can do with the characters, because I feel like
it's face. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you guys talking about over here? Actually, I know what you're talking about, but like,
so when you ask them to come and hang out at your place, they change into like casual clothes, and then they come to your place, and then you can like hold hands and get in the bed with them, and
or just like that time when
you can spray them.
Couch, right?
You can spray them with stuff.
Excuse me. So it's like the they even put in the water gun from Enfield.
Yeah, you actually spray. You can spray your wife with waters. They have like different. It's basically like the easiest TLDR would be like this.
me see if I can
It's
find
what Zelda
footage,
Zone
actually.
Zero players would want to have in ZZZ, basically.
Yeah.
Like you have hand holding, you can hold your waifu, run around with her in the city, shit like that, right? Like all these social interactions. You can put your waifu in bed to sleep with you, actually. You can wake her up.
You can poke her. Yeah.
Yeah, basically all these typical, gacha parasocial mechanics. You have it well established here. And you can also do some crazy stuff. Like, for example, you can bring your friend to your house and you can make them sit on the couch and watch you do things with your waifu. And obviously, the person who visits you can't interact with your waifu like you can, right? So it's actually.
So
NTR
you
is
think
real
they went
nice.
full on in actually, like the joke has been NTE getting NTR'd, and now we're saying that you can literally actually, they put that in the game if you had a willing participant.
I'm sharing some footage of like just having a little cat girl over right now, and she's sitting there, and then you can like do stuff to her. And
Wait,
Yeah, pretty much.
oh yeah, no, this is the unit. Yep, we seen a lot of promotional work with her.
I love Mint. I love Mint a lot. Look, we're gonna clean our ears.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man.
This really works well for gacha games, actually. You do have the audience.
I bet it does.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's why it goes, I would say, an extra mile compared to ZZZ when it comes to this stuff, right? Because in ZZZ you do have those hangouts or whatever, but it's nowhere close to this level where you can actually physically interact with your wives. Like some waifus can even like hug you, hold you, all that stuff as well. And you also have like special events where you can meet up with these characters in the open world and do things together. For example, if I found like Fadia, one of the waifus, and I went to watch a movie with her and stuff. Just like out of the blue, you could, find them in the open world. So yeah, you have some interesting things regarding that, and the housing system and everything. It's like Teapot, from Genshin, except the characters are way more interactable, and you do have to kind of unlock bond levels with them to unlock these extra features with them. And also, you can have your waifus sit next to you in your car. And I was in situations where I was driving my car in first person, looking at the waifu instead of looking at the road, and she will let you know, like, where you're looking. Like, pay attention to the road, lil bro. Yeah, just saying,
It seems like you guys have explored.
I want this game to be peak.
You guys have explored every nook and cranny of this.
Oh yeah, we tried all shit, man. It's funny.
No stone left unturned. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be a very interesting aspect. But speaking of the like waifu, Gunnar appeal, whatever, right? It's very weird choice they decided to start with Nanali as the first character, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna hit that hard.
It's a choice.
The first limited character.
I thought she was a 4-star, and I thought she was free.
Yeah, she ain't. And the only thing that she has going for, like, outside of combat, is that she can run on walls, like Vuva style. Because, yeah, in this game, you don't run, like, on walls like Vuva. You can run sideways on the wall, but if you go up, you just kind of, like, you can do, like, a little short burst, but you can't, like, straight up run on the walls. But personally, I don't think you really need to care much about climbing in this game, because you will be driving a lot with the car. And I did see some complaints from players like, oh, there's not enough teleporters, because they want you kind of to drive around with the car when you go from object. Like, you do have teleporters still, like, for, farming and stuff. But the teleporters might not be, like, every 2 meters necessarily.
Okay,
like
hopefully
there's more than some other games.
Hopefully there's more than Endfield.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bro, I don't even know. Like,
you can teleport to the, like I said, to the farming domains and everything. You can use it as a teleporting point as well.
Yeah, if only a game released in 2026, January 22nd, 2026.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said the real. Somebody in your chat said the real ZZ 2.0, and I would say, yeah, pretty much when it comes to this aspect.
Can you jump off together? Sorry,
I tried. I did try.
Oh man, you had the exact same thought as me.
This is footage, by the way. Like, obviously, the beta's over. This is just footage, yeah. So there was no way you.
Yeah,
could
no,
have
I'm saying like that's the first thought everyone's gonna have as they walk off that balcony. Like, can you do it? I think everyone had the same thought.
One thing I would like to add very quickly as well, because people might be interested. What about the story? It's your typical gacha story. It has comedy. It's more light-sided on the comedy.
It's very light, yeah.
Yeah, but it has some annoying characters, like at least one annoying character. But fortunately, it's not the character that follows you around all the time, thank God.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mascot character, which is this guy with a little TV on his head, and he's like a little guy. His name is Tagido. We do not like Tagido. I hope that they fix Tagido, yeah.
Imagine Paimon, but only she says Paimon as the only fucking word.
Yeah,
all he says is he just walk around saying Tagido like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like...
And then obviously the game like subtitles what he's actually saying, but it's just
But speaking of story presentation, like the presentation is really high quality. You have like really high quality presentation, animations, expressive characters, extra 2D animations on top added on character expressions or their actions, or even animated sequences like actual anime straight up stuff.
Yeah.
So I think on that part, it should be okay, but nothing too crazy. Don't expect some crazy 3.1 VUVA stuff. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's expecting it to go that far, but hey, the sky's the limit, right? When it comes to a story, a story is always something that can easily get better. There's so many games, right, that launch with something that's a little bit, a little bit milquetoast, a little bit, just like whatever, playing it safe, right, for the starting version, and then it goes, ups the production value a lot later on. So I think the space is used to that. Yeah, and I've heard that the story is just like it's not offensively bad, which is I think the main focus over here for any launch title is just don't have an offensively bad story.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's like Enfield's. Yeah, I think the early experience as well in the story, it's much more engaging, especially if you're like a player who's into like characters, waifus, whatever. You'll get that, right?
We literally can't go like 3 minutes without shitting on Enfield.
Because the game is. I'm not even gonna say it. We've already said it too much. There's just a lot. It's the most recent data point, and there's a lot of data points to compare to.
Yeah, I'm just comparing to the newest release title, Enfield 2026 with an upcoming game from the same year. Yeah.
But it is very slice of lifey. It's very low stakes. It's very lighthearted, which is actually kind of quite fine. Like I kind of wish ZZZ was a bit more like that, honestly. In fact, some of ZZZ's best patches have been like the lighthearted, non-serious stuff. So yeah.
But hey, they had to put in China in there. So I hope you enjoyed all that.
Oh yeah, we've done our time in China. We're going back to
you served the prison sentence. It's back to
actually speaking of prison sentence, like you do have a prison system in NTE, and honestly the prison system in NTE is very
my god, dude,
very painful. It's like China prison, it's or whatever.
I kind of like the initial. So yeah, like if you commit a crime, like you steal someone's car or something, then if I think you can get away with like stealing one car, but if you do like multiple, you get like 1 star, and the police will chase after you like GTA. Except you can't kill the police because this game is Chinese, right? So like you can't do anything to the police. So eventually they will catch you and they'll put you in prison. And then when you go to prison, you basically end up in like this potentially hours-long situation where you have to work out a way to escape, or you pay, honestly, a very, very small amount of your currency, a very small amount of funds to get out. But pride will prevent you from doing so. And then that will leave you in a position where you can spend literally hours figuring all of the different ways to get out of this prison. So you basically start like a side quest.
And speaking of side quests in prison, you do have like a black, like a prison dealer where you can buy some illegal goods or whatever. And I think you have to get like some painkillers or some shit as currency so you can buy things within the prison. And one of the rewards is actually an outfit, the prison outfit that you can use outside as well on your MC.
So it's kind of the jail sounds like a side activity if you can just get out.
Yeah, basically.
For free.
Yeah.
So,
it could be annoying. It takes a bit of time to potentially escape, so you probably don't wanna necessarily break the law.
But it is quite an
is-
interesting puzzle that
Yeah,
you
but you
can
could just,
approach in a
like-
few different
like-
ways,
like-
because there's like
Yeah.
5 different ways to get out of prison. You can dig your way out with a spoon.
Okay, but really, LG, did you look for 4 soaps for that lady?
You can get a bunch of soaps.
Yeah, that
and
lady
then
wanted 4 soaps specifically. I was like, what the fuck? She needs 4 soaps.
there's this way that you can knock yourself out, and then they think that you're dead, and then they take you out on a boat, and then you wake up and you're like, actually, I'm all right. Like, it's
Yeah. I escaped through the
It's
by
so
going
silly.
through the watchtower or something. When I was on the cleaning duty, I priorly like stole some keys, opened the watchtower, and then jumped from the watchtower with like rags as a rope I used or something like that.
Yeah. So there's a few different ways to get out, and it's actually pretty fun to like figure out new stuff, to be honest.
It'd be
Yeah.
funny if they just have a character that ends up being able to fly, and at some point you just can fly out of the prison with that unit or some shit like that.
Sure, I mean,
That would be funny. I think they lock you back to the MC though. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
The MC gets the ability to fly. I don't fucking know, right? The
That's-
MC can
I
do
mean, maybe
everything in
one
these
day.
games.
true. You're OP, you're special, right? But I would say the game has a lot of side activities and stuff. If they do work a bit more on combat to like make it a bit more, perhaps in depth over time at least, I think it has
Yeah,
potential to be very
it's got
interesting, and especially if they add like some more combat events, activities, right? Because like the Spiral Abyss thingy, it's like your Spiral Abyss in other games might not be as exciting, but I have to mention, I'm sorry, it's still better than Umbral Monument, if you ask me personally.
Yeah, I think just based
Sorry, I
off.
had to drop it, okay?
Yeah, I think just based
I
off
can't go
of
on me,
we can't make this too much about Enfield because I looked at the last 2
I'm
bullet
sorry.
points and I realized they were talking about the past gacha releases and how a lot of them haven't panned out. We've already done that, right? And then the last one was thoughts on the gacha landscape, and we've already kind of basically talked about that as well because we talked about like, is it going to be big 5? Is it going to be big 6? I think what's pretty fucking clear at this point is that a lot of games recently have not really lived up to expectations, and I think this is why gacha might be the worst it's been in, quite frankly, like maybe like a year or 2 or something like that. A lot of these games do feel like they were better like a year ago. Or like it feels like they were in like a better spot like a year ago, right? Because unfortunately, it's like hype, especially for a game like Enfield, right, can do a lot of damage if the game does not pan out. Like, bro, they had fucking XQC playing this shit, man, and look where it is right now. Some fucking cheeks.
It's kind of like we talked about earlier. Like, imagine if it will bring in some new players, but it's also going to bring in like a lot of existing players to move over. And then imagine if a lot of existing players move to a new game. It could be any new game, really. And then that new game doesn't live up to like the expectations. Is it like they might very well break it, and they might very well break out a little bit of that gacha mindset and be like, oh, actually, fuck this shit. Maybe they just never came back.
This is the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe AKE was the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of people, and like the gacha space will never recover. Like that's entirely a possibility as well. We'll just have to see. And I think NTE is actually the best opportunity for it. Overall, I would just say, kind of like wrapping things up, it's fair to say that NTE, from what we're seeing, it did actually just NTR Endfield. Would you guys agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I would say yeah. I would say with the systems and everything, just being modern game, it's really good on that. Like Enfield, you could still argue has good optimizations and that stuff, right? But when it comes to systems, this game has like, I would say way better than what Enfield is. You don't have like any of that bullshit like limited expiring pools, like you don't have any of this, right? It's like also a lot of people who gonna play NTE, you're gonna get very quickly into the game because a lot of systems are basically already what are you used to, but upgraded in some aspects
better
as well.
versions of what you've already played.
Yeah. So you're pretty much going to be very used to it. And if I mention like some other gadgets, like upcoming gadgets, like Silver Palace, if they do something similar to NTE, I think they will also probably cook as well when it comes to systems, at least.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see if games go for like this more standardized approach, or if they decide to innovate. They just can't innovate backwards like how AKE did.
Yeah, pretty much. And I do think like hopefully there are some great like waifu type of characters this game has, like upcoming characters as well. They already showed, and hopefully maybe for the launch of the game they do decide to change Nanali not to be like the first banner, but to be like some of the other actual better waifus. To be the first banner.
I think she should
like,
just be a free 4-star because she looked like a 4-star.
Yeah, I mean,
they have
like
locked the scaling the building mechanic behind her skill though, so
yeah, that's why she should be a free 4-star.
When it goes in the game, yeah, there are
should be, but also sellable.
Yeah,
but
I think
like,
that could be a
as Razor
mistake,
said, I don't think it's
yeah.
a big deal that is locked behind it because you can scale up buildings pretty quickly anyway.
Yeah, plus the game it's designed that you don't really need to kind of scale up buildings. Like there's not.
Yeah, you also
I mean,
absolutely don't need.
There's not much up there on the build. Like there might be some things here and there, but it's like. It's, you have the quote-unquote oculi equivalent thingy, I suppose. But that's about it. Like it's a one-time deal, right? And I don't think you'll do that much necessarily. But definitely with this game, as ALG said, I think it will have an audience, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily as big as Arknight's Endfield because it doesn't have necessarily the IP of Arknights, right? But maybe it does grow over time, like when people hear about the good systems and stuff. And I would also say in April, if there are some upcoming titles, let's say Arknight's Patch, ZZZ, HSR, that they don't do well, then more people might be willing to try this as well to see how it goes, right?
Good point.
100%.
Yeah, that could also be the case, yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Wuwa absolutely fucks up the anniversary, but that'd be crazy if they did it twice in a row, right?
Nah, I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't. I think they have to. I think they it's their civic response. They might actually get in trouble with the CCP if it's not good. That's my personal take on it.
Yeah, speaking of the area region, the area itself is not. There is no China region in the game or anything like that.
Sorry,
Just
no
like
China region yet.
Yeah, sure, but at least it's not launch.
But like, if they just
put
in like Shanghai or Hong Kong, that'd be fine, right? And it would be fun.
Like a modern one, that would actually be super cool.
Just put in Shanghai or Beijing or something. It'll be fun. Like the problem is like when you put in like it just feels like leeway again.
Yeah, the Hoyo China is always like the yellow China
for big, yeah, that's how I call it.
For all of Enfield's flaws, Wu Ling is beautifully designed.
Oh
yeah, it does look
nice. It's just there's nothing to fucking do there. You just walk around the city and then don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I think we're approaching on a pretty good ending point for this one. I'm tired. I'm actually tired as shit, so that's why I kind of like brought this one a bit closer to a close a bit earlier on. But I feel like we got through everything, and we did like a really nice rundown of a bunch of stuff. And I think most people are actually looking pretty excited for this game moving forward. That's my personal take on it.
Yeah, the release of the game, 29th April. There's probably going to be like a live stream as well. We can also see up about that whenever it happens, right?
Yeah.
See how it goes, if they cook.
Hey, hopefully we'll feel better than after we did from the 1.1 Endfield live stream. Because, like, bro, that call was sad. Well, not really sad. We were kind of just laughing because we didn't think it would be this shit, but it was so shit.
Yeah. Didn't that video actually do well for you?
Yeah, no, it did quite well, right? It was one of the most highly viewed 1.1 videos because we're just pooping all over the game.
Yeah, I don't think there was much excitement for 1.1. So, yeah.
I mean,
it is what it is, yeah.
There's a reason why I keep pulling up that Google Trends every day. I mean, okay, look at us talking about that game. Let's just cut this short so this doesn't end up being another Endfield podcast.